My goddamn, I love my kids to death, but they get on my fucking nerves sometimes. I'm pretty sure that's how everybody feel about their kids. You always gonna love your kids, no matter what. But sometimes, man, I knew that's how my parents felt about me. That motherfucker get on my nerves sometimes. But when they do that little cute shit and make your heart melt and shit, that shit, you're like, oh, it's my baby.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to this lady at work, and she had said we were talking about something about a favorite child. She's like, "You have a favorite child?" I'm like, "Listen, you can't confuse love and like." I said, "I'm sure most people love all their children the same way,
Hmm.
but just like people, your children have different personalities, and it's. I don't think it's absurd to excuse me, toxic meter. That was divine intervention. You sure you want to say that shit? But I don't think it's fair to. I don't think it's unreasonable to think you might like somebody differently than you like somebody else,
you're
including your children.
you're never gonna have the same relationship with anybody that you have with someone else. Like whether it be children, brother, sister, father, mother, like all of those relationships are going to be different in a way. So you will have a certain specific feeling towards other people rather than feeling the same way about everybody. You can't. It's impossible to feel the same way about everybody because everybody ain't the same.
I agree. I don't know. I had that nervous thing. Was like, did I hit record?
Oh, you checking on your
I'm trying
watch?
to use my watch, but yes, we're recording. Okay.
Yeah, to make sure you gotta get a light on that motherfucker.
Yeah, something.
So to tell us that
Because
it's
that would be
on.
disastrous to sit there and have a dope ass fucking conversation. You know what? I really enjoyed episode 45 listening back to it. I meant to say that last week.
That was when I had the shiny gold shit.
Yeah, the Iron Man shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I really
That
enjoyed
was
that
clean.
conversation.
Yeah. Now that was dope ass conversation, man.
They usually are, but sometimes some certain ones stand out to me. I think that one.
It's always I feel like it's always something even if it's something small, it's always something you could take away from every episode.
I hope you guys do too.
So that's why y'all should subscribe.
Damn, you beat me to
Subscribe
the
to
segue. 5 seconds. That's my God, we're the same fucking
right. That's why y'all should
same.
subscribe to the YouTube and hit the notification button. We just want better each other and better us all.
Yeah, if you listened last week, unless you're new, you heard me say one of my goals in life is to leave a positive impression on everybody I interact with.
Big fact.
Most people, I know everybody is a audacious goal, but
Yeah, you can't get to everybody.
nah, because
Some people are lost cause, motherfucker. Some people,
yeah.
it's just over.
But before we get real deep into the conversation, let's just kick this shit off.
And let's get it motherfucking popping.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn. I'd like to thank you for letting me be myself.
Anyway, welcome back to the crib. I'm hitting my mic. My name is Rahmonn.
And I just so happen to be Darien.
And you are watching episode 47.
47. You know Agent 47 is?
Agent 47?
Yeah. Hitman.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Yep. Random, I don't know why this popped in my head.
No, but you're right.
Yep,
I
Agent
have
47.
I downloaded that trilogy to play it, but I haven't played it. Been enjoying whooping Susan's ass in
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat is that shit. I ain't played. Which one? It's 11 now, right?
Yeah.
I think the last one I played was the 9. It was 9.
And I'm starting to learn fatalities too.
Oh, you gonna hate me if I learn fatalities. It's over.
Actually, my favorite shit is the toasty.
The fuck is that?
You never, like, when you hit somebody a certain way, dude pop out the side and he goes, toasty.
Nah.
We used to do that shit. I worked at the supermarket. We would just call out random shit over the intercom.
Mm-hmm.
We'd just be like, fatality. Or you just hear somebody go, friendship again?
That's funny as shit.
We used to, there's this kid that used to be the porter. He like did the carts and cleaned up. It's gonna make me sound fucked up, but whatever, we were kids, we had fun. So we would page this nigga like to a cleanup in like an aisle that didn't exist. So we like clean up in aisle 20 when the store only had 18 aisles.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see him come out the mop out the back with the bucket. He be going back and forth looking for aisle 20.
That's fucked up.
Then we would page him to like
I'll knock that whole fucking bucket over there on your ass. Fuck
then
that.
you had to like I think you had to dial like star whatever the number combination was to do the intercom. So we would be like John Parker call star 223 and you'd be hearing him over the intercom like, hello. Hello.
That's fucked up.
Oh,
Yo,
shit.
I'd have been hot with y'all. I would have been hot. Oh, we ain't even.
I was about to ask you what are you grateful for?
Yeah. I am grateful. I'm grateful for life, for everything in it, for being able to continue my journey and continue to build upon what I already have in life, and just to continue to try to be a better person and try to show some positivity in this world. There's so much negative shit. Too much negative shit. I'm tired of negativity. I ain't got no time for it. If you got anything negative to say, guess what? Like I said, you could bite the back of my dick because I don't care. I don't care. I'm not with that negativity shit, bro. I'm good. I'm happy. Because I'm happy. What you grateful for?
I'm grateful for. I was sitting there thinking about the stupid jokes we used to play as young men, and I'm grateful for experiences, like just experiences I had, right or wrong. I think we talked about it before, where you know, do you regret anything? And I think everything is a lesson. My mentor, I posted a video, and he says, "I don't take L's, I don't take losses, I take lessons." I was like, "Damn, that's a dope fucking way to look at it."
Yeah,
because everything that happened, you could look at it and, like you said, be negative.
In the moment, it's you, and in the moment you thinking of it as a loss. But if you actually look back at it, it was a lesson and something that you needed to learn. So that's facts. I definitely understand that shit.
It's funny too because your children are obviously younger than mine, and you try so hard to keep them from doing dumb shit that you did. And it frustrates you when they keep doing the dumb shit. And then you realize that probably experience is the best teacher. And they're going to have to do some of that dumb shit regardless of you or your wife's advice. To learn. It's going to be a frustrating time, I promise you.
Oh, it is. It's already happening, okay? These dumbass kids, like, nah, I love my kids, but they do have some dumb moments. Everybody kids got some dumb moments. Because I be seeing some of y'all kids in the store and I be wanting to clip them little motherfuckers.
Some of the parents.
Do you remember when I used to like, yo, if they don't get their kid in 5 minutes, I'm going to clip him. like
community, right? Because back in the day,
if another adult will whoop your ass right there while your mama's standing there.
And you're going to get your ass whooped again. And possibly one more time when Pops get home.
When Pops get home. That was the worst thing. And that was the thing, yo. Ladies, y'all got to stop doing this to the men, all right? Stop just telling them to whoop the kid's ass, okay? I don't know what the fuck happened, all right? So you need to break it down, what went down before you you need to go in there and handle that. Like, hold on, what happened? What am I doing? Go in there and get a confused ass whooping. Like, nobody wants to do that shit.
You can't even put the proper energy behind it. I don't know. I'm just whooping you for
nigga come home happy. It's the final day of work. You get to chill for the weekend. And first thing you come home to is go in there and fuck them up. Hold on, what? I thought me and him was going to just talk about playing the game together.
Yo, we should do that. You should let me whoop your ass on an episode. We can play Mortal Kombat while we do it. Nah, we'll be too distracted.
Nah, yeah.
There's no way.
I mean, that could be something extra we add. We could just throw the clip of us playing Mortal Kombat together on there.
No, I was saying, could we do the episode while
we probably could. Because when I focus, I get quiet. Like most people, and it's this unwritten rule. Any gamer knows this. When a motherfucker sit up in their chair, that means you gotta go hard. Like
Susan be like, why don't you just sit on the couch? Because I'll get a chair and pull it up. TV. Say, why don't you just sit on the couch? I need to be right here.
Yeah,
in this spot, in the zone.
I need to be right up close. I don't need you possibly walking in front of me and shit. Nah,
I didn't even think about that aspect. That's a good point.
I be mad as shit. Like yo, hold on, I'm about to die. like fuck out of here.
Or let me ask you a question. kind of trying to save the world right now. Is it possible your question could wait? Can't
Facts.
you pause it? It's not the same.
Nah, yeah, I can't. Yo, and they hate like when you say I can't pause it. Like, no, it doesn't work like that no more. We online, all right. I am in the middle of doing a drug deal, all right, on GTA. I'm in the middle of selling my cocaine. I need you to shut the fuck up while I do this.
I didn't even think about the online aspect. You're right.
Like,
you can't
nah.
pause that shit.
If I stop, somebody can blow my shit up. My money going. You gonna replace it? Like, what the fuck?
You always telling me to work hard, achieve my dreams. I'm about to.
That's some real shit though. If I had the money I have on GTA, nigga, we'd be set right now, bro.
You ever thought about competitive games? Aren't there games where you can compete for like cash prizes and shit?
Yeah, I thought about it, but I gotta have a squad. So far, I only got one person, and that's John.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't really have anybody like as part of the squad. My brother, he used to play with us, and the boy Robin Hood. I ain't played with them in a minute though.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm nice as shit. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I don't talk shit in a lot of video games. But I am a beast in shooters. Like, I am fucking nasty with it.
Okay.
I don't know a nigga that can beat me. I'm just saying.
Really?
Yeah, like dead ass. Like, only person I feel like will really give me a run for my money is John. But other than him, I don't see it happening with nobody.
Damn. All right.
Like,
I'm gonna have to go back and watch one of your streams.
Like,
I ain't gonna sit here and challenge you. I'm competitive as shit, but I know my lane.
But I know my lane. Nah, that's real shit though. Like, I'm not, like, even in real life shit, I don't talk shit in basketball. I don't talk shit in football, even though I'm kind of nice in football. I don't talk shit in none of that shit. Shooting games, I'm busting anybody ass. I don't care who it is. Like, bring them to me. We will 1v1. You can put any stipulations, just sniper rifles, just knives, I don't care, and I will bust your ass.
Okay.
That's a challenge anybody want to smoke. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Ain't nobody gonna hit me.
We never had that basketball game at work. Every time we picked somebody for our squad, they
left. they either got fired or they left.
Literally right now, it's Mir against me and Mason. They probably still bust our ass.
I would say, Mary, you just tag me in when you get tired. We'll already be up.
You just be dragging us back and forth down. Well, first of all, I smoke. We only play in half court. I think I made that stipulation.
Oh, yeah. Nah, if this is, I feel like unless it's 5, we doing half court. Even if it's 4 and 4.
Maybe even horse.
Huh?
Maybe even horse.
Yeah, maybe even horse.
Oh, shit. Oh, I was going to ask you a question last episode, and surprisingly, I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know? Hold on, let me make sure. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
How did you know your wife was the one and you wanted to go into the full commitment of allowing the government into your relationship? That made me sound cynical as shit. I'm sorry. Let me re-ask the question.
Yeah, it did. That sounded a little fucked up.
How did you know you wanted papers? No, seriously. Seriously, all jokes aside, for real this time. How did you know, like, was it a moments thing? Did you know when you was like, all right, I'm going to do this. This how I'm going to do it. This is why I want to do it.
It wasn't even fully like that. What made me feel like that was me seeing the extreme amount of emotional and mental support that she gives me. Like, since the moment and any, like, when we was younger and we was dating for a year or now, like, she has always built me up. Like, she always, like even, like, my confidence now, like, I have a high-ass confidence now, and, like, she helped me get that high. Like, because I even told her before, like, at one point, I thought I wasn't shit, like, I wasn't worth much, like, wasn't worth the time type of deal. Like, she made me understand, like, nigga, I'm worth so much more than I even think of myself. So, seeing that and seeing, like, the effort she gives, like, I feel like a lot of relationships don't work because there's not an effort that's reciprocated on both ends. If y'all not giving the same effort, it's no point.
Okay.
And you know, like during that bullshit happened, like I wasn't giving the same effort, and then like I could tell the damage that it was causing to the situation and to herself. And like that was another thing that made me like understand like yo, her vision in me and her grinding so hard for me to be in a better place was something that I always needed with me. Like I always need like I don't have to worry about like though she my wife and everything, she's not gonna side with me on everything.
Right.
She's not gonna just let me say what the fuck ever and it just be what it is. Like she's gonna hold me accountable and she's gonna tell me why certain shit isn't that way or is that way. And that's what I need. Like as the youngest, motherfuckers tell you anything and you just go with it. Like
Okay.
you don't question nobody. You question somebody like, fuck you questioning me for? Like
Right.
like nigga, my other than Kik, who's 2 years older than me, my sister's 6 years older than me. My other brother's 12 years, and then my other brother's 18 years older than me.
Okay.
They're adults basically to me.
Right.
Like they were like what they say go.
They've
Like,
always
no
been
matter what.
adults to
Yeah,
you,
they've
right.
always been adults. Like so, no matter what it was, it is what it is. And to have somebody want to hear my side and want to hear my thought process on something and want to get us to a understanding is a dope ass feeling, and that's what made me feel like she is what I need in my life.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. First of all, that's dope as shit. Do you feel like you never got that anywhere else?
I feel like I got a facade of that,
Okay.
like someone who talked the big game but wasn't like really about it. Because when certain shit started going down, like you wasn't in my fucking corner. Like
Right.
it's even been shit where my wife said she wasn't gonna fucking deal with, and then that ended up happening, and then she consoled me. Like in my opinion, she's fucking perfect. Like
Okay.
I
But let
couldn't
me
get
ask you
nothing
this
better.
question. This is
Like
the question that I always ask.
uh-huh.
Could you have still experienced all of that without the marriage ceremony? Like if it was like
I could have, but I feel like the marriage ceremony is a much bigger commitment to each other and to everybody around us. Because granted, you don't give a fuck about anybody caring about your marriage or anything like that. What I'm saying is that was us openly making a full blown commitment to better each other and stay with each other through all of the bullshit to actually try to make it work. Like, and that's what I love because no matter what, we've been through some fucking shit and we've always talked it out, worked it out, figured out how to get around it, figure out what we need to do to better the shit, make sure shit doesn't ever happen again. Like, and that is what I feel like every relationship needs. If y'all not are able to come into the mindset to where y'all are willing to work at what the issues are, like people will have an issue and then just be quiet and be silent and like won't say what the issue is, and then finally they blow the fuck up and now they want to be done with everything. Like that's how shit gets ruined. If you don't openly express it and openly tell each other and be able to reciprocate and be able to take it in and pause and understand and understand where they're coming from with it. Like I don't understand what the point is. And that's always been one of my biggest problems. Like it's hard for me to look into other people's. It was hard for me to look into other people's shoes, but like she helped me learn that, like to look into other motherfuckers' shoes. Like and
I guess my argument is, and granted, I have a little different experience than you do.
yeah. How about that? Well,
You said something before I go there. You said
Yeah.
something that you was like, and we wanted to do that for our families. And I remember having to go to a wedding after me and my ex were separated. And I remember listening to the person officiating the wedding talking about when you're here to celebrate this commitment with your families. And I remember thinking, oh God, I'm thinking about all those people that are at my wedding. And I let them down too. And now I like, sometimes this nigga like he about to cry for me.
I'm sorry. I be feeling this nigga emotions.
And so I remember thinking, damn. So not only did I let myself down and this other person down, I let all of them people down. 2 at $2.50 a plate. But at one point I asked the question, because I'm sure it has nothing to do with nothing. You ever heard somebody say that after they got married, shit changed? It was different.
Yeah.
And I've heard people argue that, nothing that's an opportunity, an obligation doesn't feel as good as an opportunity. Right?
Yeah.
Like you might enjoy your job, but you kind of got to go.
Yeah.
Right? But would you enjoy it better if you just enjoyed going there and you had the choice not to go? Wouldn't it be so much more enjoyable if you could just go there?
If you could choose.
Like, I kind of like going here. So the question that I've been asking people when it was like, oh, I want to get married. I'm like, what do you expect to be different? So I'm going to ask you that question. So now you've asked the question. She obviously said yes. Prior to the marriage, what did you expect to now be different? If everything was so,
Nothing.
So then why do it?
Because that was an open commitment for us. And I wanted to have, in a way, I wanted to have the label too. I wanted her to be my wife. Like I couldn't see me calling her my girlfriend, my girl, none of that. I can only see me calling her my wife. I couldn't see me calling her anything else.
And let me be clear, I'm not against the idea.
No, yeah.
But I always want to understand that, because I think that's a great question to ask. Like if you're a couple and you're about to go there, what do you expect to be different? Because I felt like...
But I feel like a lot of these people get fucking married before they live together.
Well, that's
the Bible shit and the rules says. And all that. But no, I feel like unless y'all live together, you won't know who the fuck that person is.
You don't know a person until you live with them.
Yeah. People... it's crazy that I've seen people get married. They've been together for like a couple years, never lived together, never stayed together, and then y'all get married. Now y'all moving together. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
That's a big adjustment.
You do not know this person. That's why I feel like a lot of that shit don't work, because that's a huge adjustment. Like us, we lived together for 3 years before we got married. We knew who the fuck we was. Right. like she knew my ass don't pick certain shit up, and I knew that she liked to chill sometimes. Like we knew who the fuck each other was.
Right.
And that's why I feel like a lot of the problem
You look like you don't put shit in the hamper. You just drop it wherever you take it.
Nah, yeah, I do. I do. I got a corner. I got a corner. She knows. Soon as she see that pile in that corner, it's like, oh, this nigga.
Why don't you just put the hamper in the corner?
It's fucked up. That hamper gonna go in the corner and the clothes gonna go next to it.
On top of it.
That's that nigga shit. Certain niggas, yo. That's that nigga shit. You don't do that because you got extreme OCD. So I don't even got.
That's why Miss Pam told me I need to go to therapy, because I was talking about like, no, certain things should have a place and it should go this way. She is like, and that's called OCD, Rahmonn.
Nah, that's facts though. But that's the crazy thing. Between what's the opposite of whatever OCD is? Like just not giving a fuck. Like what's
wrong.
Is it wrong? Like nigga, don't live like that. Oh shit!
I had a great question for you and I forgot it.
Oh shit! But I was basically saying there literally has to be a balance. Like having a form of OCD is good because you'll keep shit clean, but being too OCD isn't the best because you'll drive yourself the fuck crazy over the littlest shit.
It does. Like every Sunday when I get to work, and there's stuff that I can guarantee you right now, I can tell you 3 things that I'm gonna see when I walk into work tomorrow. And it used to drive me crazy because why did anybody do it? I think it drives me crazy because it doesn't bother anybody else. And when my brain doesn't understand anything, I get extremely frustrated because I don't want to work any place sloppy. I don't want to live any place sloppy. So I don't understand why anybody else doesn't either. But anyway, keeping back to the subject. In my experience, things were different, right? And the way I used to summarize it, I said, I think as a man, if I decide I'm going to marry you, I've accepted who this person is, good and bad, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not looking for shit to change, really. Like you said, when I said, what did you expect to be different? You said, nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this is every woman. In my experience, like one woman expected, I hadn't hit my triumphant, tragic moment in life where it caused me to cry for 45 days yet. So I was a little cold and reserved emotionally. Like, I can admit that. And it was kind of like a protective shell for me.
Yeah.
And so they expected, because now I'm their husband, that I'm going to be this super emotional person, and these things about me that they may not like would change because now I'm their husband. And to me, that's absurd, because the person I am is the person I am. A. B, if you change for somebody else, it's not a lasting change, I don't believe.
A lot of people feel like when you get married, that should take those boundaries away.
What boundaries?
The boundaries of you holding on to shit, you not expressing certain shit, you not being a true, like, tender love and care type
But
of
if
person.
you couldn't do that before, why did you even want to fucking marry that person?
You wanted to marry that person because you saw the good in them.
So you wanted a project?
No. Here you go. No, you don't.
No,
want a
but
project.
seriously,
you saw the good.
What's something that you wouldn't be able to stand in a woman?
Something that I wouldn't be able to stand in a woman? Some stinky coochie. Like, it's like, no, I'm joking.
I mean, I don't think any of us are. I mean, maybe there's somebody that's.
I'm joking, just to give y'all a laugh. I don't know. It don't.
Could you take? Would you want to be with a person who is a housewife? Like, they didn't have any ambition; they just wanted to be a mother and a wife.
I mean, as long
and
as
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
long
that.
as I make enough money, I wouldn't really have too much of a problem.
There's
with
nothing that would turn you off from your partner.
I mean, as long as everything is taken, that's the thing. Y'all think being a housewife is just sitting in the house bullshitting all day. You had jobs. You had to make sure them goddamn kids made it to school, ate before they went to school. You had to make sure the crib was clean, dishes was done, food was made. Like, if you're not doing all of that.
I would say a woman would argue they do that now. They just go to work and do that.
Yeah. but
anyway,
if you're being a housewife, like.
Right. But the point I'm saying is, like, I don't remember the point. But I think I was going to ask you, if there was something that you didn't like, you don't think it's absurd to think that because now you're going to get married, that thing's going to change?
That is a little absurd to think that thing is going to change. But I feel like it's more absurd to not try and help that person open that gateway.
Wouldn't you do that before you said I do?
I mean, not always, because some people say I do when they're fucking on cloud 9. Some people don't do it in real time.
Right. Like, and again, I was saying again, in that particular circumstance, that was crazy to me, because I feel like if I'm going to enter this ginormous commitment,
you shouldn't.
I'm going to accept how you currently are. Now, if you decide to change, but to expect that you're automatically going to change is ridiculous, because maybe I don't want to say that's just how anybody is, because everybody has the ability to change what they want to change. But I don't think it's fair to enter that commitment and expect the person to change that thing that you didn't like, that they showed you they already had. Now, if it's something that they started doing after the fact that wasn't present there, all right, that's different. But if they showed you they was lazy, for example, right? Because I don't think I could be with a lazy person. That would not work for me, be with a lazy person. If they showed you beforehand they were lazy, and then you decide, all right, let's take it to the next level, they're going to stop being lazy. No, motherfucker. Until they decide they don't want to be lazy anymore.
That's, goddamn, you done said everything I said in the whole fucking spiel you just did.
Sorry. I don't know why.
What I basically was trying to say is, like, they have to want to change. For you to expect, like you said, for you to expect them to change is absurd. That person has to want to change. So if that's something that you want them to change about themselves, they have to want to change that themselves. Like, nobody's going to change. Like, no matter what, nobody's going to change for you or for me, for the next person. They're going to change for themselves. They have to want to change for themselves in order for it to be in a better position. Because for you to expect somebody to change, that's just wrong. You're just saying that you have to abide by what I say now just because we're married. And that's not 100% what it is. Like, I feel like that person has to want to be better, has to want to change, has to want to do the correct thing to make the relationship stronger. If that person doesn't want to do that, you should have known that before y'all got married.
Or at least had a conversation, say, damn, I am like 80% here, but I don't like the way that you're not ambitious. Well, I think that's absurd because I think if the person's not ambitious, well, I guess it depends on your age, right? Sometimes you may not have figured the shit out yet. But whatever the thing is, I was revisiting that screenplay I was writing. I was talking to a coworker about it, and I've been revisiting in my head. And that was one of the problems the main character had with their boyfriend. Yeah, that he just wasn't ambitious. But she stayed with him, and believed that he would get ambitious. Because sometimes maybe a person, I think you should talk about it. I guess I'm not going to get to one of my long stories. But I think you have to talk about that person. If you like the whole of what the person is, but there's this one thing that really bothers you, you got to talk about it and be honest about it. And then it's on them to make the decision if they want to do anything about it. Because maybe that's who they want to be, right? And that's not fair for me to make you be somebody you don't want to be.
And it's also about acknowledging what your fault is. A lot of people don't like to acknowledge what their fault is. Like, our significant other would tell us, like, I don't like this specific thing that you do. And then we just jump into, well, I don't like when you do that. Like, no, that's not what the fuck. I just did that for you. I did that so you could understand why I feel a certain way about what you do.
I hate that shit. My answer will always be, we're not talking about me right now.
Yeah.
I've hated it in relationships. I hate it in a manager-employee scenario when I'm talking about somebody. Well, Jeffrey does this. I'm not talking about motherfucking Jeffrey. I'm talking about you.
Stop worrying about the next person. Worry about your goddamn
But in
self.
the moment, if you
it's fucked up because it's a double entendre. Because I'm
No.
saying stop worrying about the next person, but you should worry about the next person in that community shit. But it's different.
But if you want to talk about that thing that I do that bothers you, that's fine. But wait until it has its turn to be on the stage. Don't rebut when I'm telling you something that bothers me with, well, you do, until we've addressed this thing. Am I absurd? Am I wrong for that? Absurd is apparently the fucking word I've been using all
You're not wrong for that. I'm pretty sure my wife would tell you you're not wrong for that because I do that a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I know what the fuck I do. Like,
you're the rebuttal with, but you do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought you were that guy.
I'm that guy, nigga. I'm I did. Well, I don't like it when you do this, motherfucker. Like,
but nah,
that's
back
not
to the thing
not
that
how
she
you
didn't like.
Huh?
But do you go back to the things she likes?
No, yeah.
Because I was gonna say you won't get nothing accomplished.
Yeah, nah. I not. This ain't all the fucking time. Like, but sometimes I do like rebuttal. Like, hold on, nigga, you just did this, and I ain't like that. Like, but I always go back to trying to understand where she's coming from with how she feels about what she feels, and that's the thing. You always got to make sure you come to the understanding of why your significant other feels how they feel about the situation. It's all about everything in this world will work so much better with understanding.
I agree. Do you think you kind of martyr yourself too much sometimes though?
What you mean?
If you always put yourself in, like I agree, you should try and understand the other person, right? 100%. But let's say you do it too much.
You basically put your shit aside.
Yeah, you always say, well, I know this happened to this person. I know this happened to this person. So maybe I'm bugging about this thing. Because what I used to say all the time, I had somebody who was in a relationship would complain because I worked too much.
Mm.
And to me at the time, I thought that was ridiculous. My mother always told me a woman wants a man that works hard. What do you mean I work too much?
Yo, some of these shits do be outlandish. Somebody told my oldest brother, she was like, oh, he too nice. He's like, bitch, you want me to punch you in the back of your head? Like, what the fuck?
But the person is communicating to you what they need. And I used to be like, you're wrong. I do not work too much. I work an appropriate amount to maintain the lifestyle that
was her way of saying that she wants more attention. It's not...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying you shouldn't dismiss, even if you think it's ridiculous. Like, I can't think of an analogy, but like if the person's saying something to you, even if you think it's ridiculous, it's the way they are. Like, yes, I'll sit here and say, are there any such thing as a stupid question? And you'll say, hell yeah, there are tons of stupid questions.
Stupid questions.
But what I tell people all the time is like when they're starting at a new job or something, I'll say, Even if it's a stupid question,
Ask it.
if somebody thinks it's a stupid question, it doesn't matter because you needed the answer. And if you get the answer, you got what you needed, regardless of what the other person thinks of you.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that I flipped as I've gotten older because I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What do you mean I work too much? But you're right. The translation is, I think you have to learn how to say what you really mean. You don't mean that I work too much. You mean, I would like to spend more time with you.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. And it takes the effort and the work. Like, I feel like nobody would get to that understanding unless you want to get to that understanding. You have to want to get to that point. Like, times I don't understand what my wife feels or how she's like, that shit pisses me off. So like I'm practically studying her ass. Like, got a fucking notebook and shit. All right, so hold on. You don't like this, but it's okay if I like. But it's because I want to understand where she's coming from and how she feels. I don't want her to ever think that because in a way, when you do shit like that, that belittles the other person. In my opinion, that's belittling that person.
Agree,
like,
100%.
So if you're not trying to understand where they're coming from with it, you're just pushing their feelings aside. That's why certain shit doesn't work. Like, stop pushing motherfuckers' feelings aside. Like, everybody has fucking feelings. Even that nigga that don't show his feelings got some fucking feelings. Nigga, we don't show our feelings, but nigga, we done got a little soft on here a couple of times. Like,
I remember back in the day, I used to be like, I'm not saying I'm sorry because I'm not sorry. I'll tell you I apologize.
Now I apologize too goddamn much.
I
apologize, like, cause think about it, even little shit like I'll walk past you, like, my fault, boss. Like, nigga.
No, but I used to literally not say the words "I'm sorry," right? Because I believe in affirmations, right? So I'm not putting out in the universe over and over, "I'm sorry." And it was probably a ridiculous argument that I had with the person at the time. I was like, I'm not going to ever tell you I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you I apologize. And it's like, but I want to hear I'm sorry. Well, I apologize because you're not going to hear that.
Well, that's tough shit, boss, because I don't want. You're not getting this. I'm sorry. I apologize, but that's it. But I feel like the people that need, like, that's the same thing. I apologize and I'm sorry is the same thing. Certain people just want to hear I'm sorry. Like, nigga, you don't have to hear I'm sorry. If somebody, like, what your parents used to tell you, go over there and apologize. They ain't tell you go over there and say I'm so, well, actually not sometimes they do.
Yeah, but if you fucked up, you're not gonna go home to your wife and be like, my bad, yo.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, yo, my bad. Like,
but in your mind, you could argue that my bad, yo, is the same as I'm sorry.
Nah.
My bad, yo. She gonna punch you in your face.
I'm sorry and I apologize is the same. I'm not counting my bad, yo. That's not.
Yo, I'm gonna start a line of greeting cards that just say my bad, yo.
That is not the same thing.
Don't take my idea.
Do not apologize saying my bad, yo. She like, man, get the fuck out my face. like,
you got that, chief.
Shit. You got that, chief. You right. You
So, yeah. So I'm not against the idea, but I've always wondered, like, that should be a question people have to answer before doing it. What do you expect to be different because this is the status, other than your last name and tax status? If anything,
I
think it speaks to and I think it boils down to what's your expectation. Yeah. We're gonna do this. What do you expect?
It's a lot. It's a lot that goes down into that shit because you gotta think of every aspect of that. Because you can't, like, all right, to expect something different is asinine because you accepted what was already there because you was Gary get married to him. But you should always have somebody who's willing to change the faults that they see in themselves and the faults that you possibly have with them. Not saying you should try and change that person, but you should always be vocal about what you don't like about that person.
This is going to be a weird question, but it kind of ties in. I don't know if this is a cultural thing. When I was growing up, I've seen people that were overweight. And I'd never seen a black person tell another person in their family, you getting fat.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen people in other cultures, particularly Caucasian ones, tell other family members in front of everybody else, you getting fat all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was this girl that worked in one of my stores.
I wish a motherfucker would. Family or not, you tell me I'm getting fat, I'm smacking the shit out you.
Right, but
well,
it
nah, I'm not, because they did tell me I was getting fat when my wife had my daughter. I said when I had my daughter, like, ain't no babies coming out this dick like that.
So,
Could you? Never mind. Let's go on. Let's go on. Just imagining that. That's
so
horrible.
this girl was telling this story at work one day, and she says she was dating her guy, her husband now, I'm assuming. And one time he told her, "Yo, you getting fat," and I was like, "He did."
Her husband told her that.
Well, I think boyfriend. They weren't married at the time, but he said, "Yo, you getting fat," and I'm like, "You thought that was okay?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Really?"
Let a nigga tell his girl that she getting fat. She gonna smack the fire out his ass. Fuck out of here. Like, no, you don't. It's all about how you say it. Like in their culture, they really don't give a fuck about each other sometimes, but they support each other,
This
which
is
is
actually,
weird.
being in all fairness, this is a Puerto Rican couple, so
Them motherfuckers is harsh. Puerto Rican motherfuckers is harsh. I got 2 Puerto Rican homies, and they is thugs.
now
They
I
get on my
never
fucking
told the
nerves.
woman they were getting fat.
I would
But
never
one
tell a
time
woman
I
they
was
getting fat.
arguing with it was
I
the
would
same
say
argument.
You're a little portly. It's just a little portly.
It was the same argument about you work too much. I'm like, and
That was your rebuttal.
Wait.
No.
Wait.
That better not be.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hear me
I'm gonna
out.
slow down.
So sometimes I have to explain this, even though I said in the new year I wasn't going to do this that much. Sometimes if I'm backed in the corner, I feel I have to defend myself. And so I kept getting complained about, why are you always at work? Da, 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 da. Like, well, you like this name brand this and this name brand that and this kind of car and this kind of that. And that time that I put in at work is what maintains that lifestyle. I think maybe you should worry about something that's a little more important. Like, you know what? You put on some pounds since we got married. It's not
Paper signed that evening, motherfucker.
It's not one of my proudest moments. Actually, I was impressed with the response. It's like, you know what? But I still am curvy and I still got a figure and I'm still fly. And I was like, oh shit. And my fucking psychotic ass was turned on by that response. Like,
You like that toxic
that
shit.
confidence. Like, look at that confidence. Look at my girl's confidence.
Nah, your girl having confidence, nigga. That shit is a turn on. That shit is a turn on.
I mean, somewhere between there, a lit candle got thrown at me, but
I have never. I only got pieced up before. I ain't never catch nothing thrown at me. She ain't never throw nothing at me.
I've had some temper tantrums.
But it was one of them ones. I was asleep. She did like that. Like she had her hair like that. She said, "You think I'm fucking playing with you?"
Oh, shit.
I woke up. Oh, baby, what happened? Like
that must carry on from mother. You know, your parents will wake you up with an ass whooping. That's the worst.
That's a horrible. You wake up getting your ass whooped.
Yeah, so I would not. If so, how do you answer that question? If somebody says, "Do you think I'm getting fat?"
Nah, you're not getting fat. You did gain a little bit of weight, but it's not fat. It might be in the wrong area, but that's contradicting everything I just said.
I know.
You was waiting for me to get to that point. Like, nigga, you just said all that. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. Unless it was my wife. But I wouldn't tell her like disrespectfully. I would like ease into it. I would wait till she say something about it, and I'd be like, "Yeah, you did get just a little bit, but though, you're still cute though. You get."
We had this conversation on damaged goods one time. It is probably our most commented on episode because the women jumped in and they was going at me because it was a different stage in this. It was like me and another young lady, one of my friends, Danielle, and the point I was making, her husband at the time had told her. She said, "Why didn't you tell me I gained weight?" And I said, "Well, could he have told you that? Like, is that acceptable for him to have told you?" And she was like, "Well, he could have hinted at it and said, like, let's go working out, or let's go running together." And I was like, "Well, if you're in a committed, open, not open, but a committed, open within your relationship, I mean, not open relationship, why can't you just be honest with that person and tell them they're gaining some weight?"
Mm.
And they said, "Well, no, it has to be the way they said it." So I said, "Well, I don't think that's fair." And I said, if you met somebody and I used a big number, because I didn't want to offend anybody. I said, if you met the person and they were 270 and you were attracted to them at 270 and then suddenly they're 130 pounds, maybe you're attracted to 270, not 130. It's not wrong. It's wrong for them to say something about it. Well, the community let me know that I think the word they used was misogynist. I don't know.
It's all about, everything's all about your delivery, bro.
But it's just like if
you could say anything that you want in your relationship. It's all about your delivery and your wording. That is a big thing.
No, but everybody agreed with me when I said if the person was ambitious and they suddenly stopped being ambitious, that was something you were attracted to. And so now if they're the opposite of that thing, you're not attracted to the opposite of that thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't be attracted to somebody who's consistently lazy.
Yeah.
So now if you were ambitious and all of a sudden you've turned and you become a new person and all you are is lazy outside of something happening and it's a momentary lazy, but now you're consistently lazy, that's not going to work because I'm not attracted to that anymore. So how is that any different than what you physically look like when I met you, other than an injury or illness?
That is true, but I feel like, especially if it's in the marriage aspect, like you accepted that shit.
No,
you did accept that shit because, nigga, what are them fucking vows? You sicker or health till death do us part, motherfucker. You accepted that.
Maybe my heart died.
Your heart died. I ain't never heard no shit like that in my life.
I just thought of it.
Maybe my heart died, but nah, that's real shit though. Like I feel like
I don't think you should tiptoe around something that bothers you. I think
if it bothers you, you should always express it.
Like I love that you guys, from what I know, right? I'm not in your relationship, but from what you've told me, and from what I know of just knowing both of you, that if you have a problem, you have a relationship where you can go to each other, say what the problem is, and then come to a consensus of how you're going to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody has that. Like, I remember going through a period where I was so afraid to hurt the person's feelings because of something that was bothering me that I just ate it. Wrong, right? Stupid. Today it looks stupid. Then it made sense. Like, they're going through so much already. I don't want to add this other thing on it that's bothering me. So I'm just going to eat that. Right? I thought it was being supportive. It's the same way with an employee.
But if you have like what we said before, like making sure you know when to unload on somebody, pause. Like make sure you know when to express everything on somebody because you never know what they're going through.
What if they always have something going on? When do you get your turn?
First of all, that's a lying ass nigga if they always got something going on. I don't. Nobody.
Let's say they have a health issue. So let's say every time you think about the subject, they're not feeling well. So you're like, shit, I want to be a dickhead and bring this shit up while they're not feeling well.
I'm gonna dime it. I'm that petty. Be like,
it's not really petty, but
all right, it is 8:40. You said you're not feeling well. I'm gonna give you about 6-7 hours, and I'm gonna bring it back up. Like I'm not just gonna let this shit slide. Nah, son, you gotta speak about this shit.
This is what maturity looks like.
Not really, because I don't do that shit all the time. Sometimes I do hold that shit in.
I'm just
saying what I should do, nigga. I'm just saying, like, I know I ain't perfect.
It's going to be cool, though, when you're in the store one day and somebody's like, how long y'all been together? Oh, we've been together 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, what's the secret? And you're like, nigga.
It's going to be so many secrets by then. It's a lot. My secret right now, be honest, trust in another, give your all to the situation, and don't let nobody in between y'all. Don't let nobody have an opinion. Don't give a fuck about nobody's opinion of your relationship. What y'all make it is what y'all make it.
I agree. I think it's challenging, though, sometimes. Sometimes you want counsel.
No disrespect to anybody, but I cannot take relationship advice from nobody because I've never seen the relationship I have.
And that's a great thing.
That's literally what I've never seen.
But there's not something you want to talk about. And going back to the same fat person I was talking about before. No, they're not really fat. I'm just fucking around. But it was the same person.
Yeah.
And they were like, I don't want you to talk about problems we're having with, this group of people. I don't want you to talk about it with your friends. Well, who the fuck am I supposed to talk about it with? Because sometimes I'm frustrated with you.
Mm.
And I agree, you should keep people out of your fucking business, right?
Nah,
But you need somebody that you can
you
fucking
do need
counsel
somebody
with.
you can confide in. You do need somebody you can counsel in, but it's all. I guess it's more about you feeling that person out to understand where their logic is in a way. Not their logic, but like where they're coming from. Like the type of personality that they have.
Right.
You know, some people you're gonna confide in, they just gonna tell you like all the toxic shit you should do. Like, and then you got motherfuckers to be like, nah, it should really
Right.
be like this. Like, do you really think it was like that? Like, that's the type of motherfucker you need. Not the motherfucker's gonna be like, fuck that bitch, bro. Let's go get some hoes. Like,
I remember one of my boys one time I was like, yo, I read this great book on relationships. I was like, yo, you should read it. He was like, you read that shit? I was like, yeah. He's like, I ain't reading that shit.
That's fucked up.
I know. Hurt my feelings, actually.
Oh shit. No, but that's facts.
Just
though.
because I ain't apply it right don't mean it wasn't a good book.
Like, I just feel like can't nobody tell you what your relationship should be like. It's up for you and your significant other to understand what y'all want from it and where y'all want it to be like. Like, can't nobody tell me, like, my wife should be a specific way. My wife should do certain things. Can't nobody tell her I should do certain things or I should be a specific way. It's all about us figuring each other out and wanting this to be the most positive thing ever and to continue to build on it. Not fucking listen to other. Like, that's my only thing. Just listen. It's okay to get consoled and to get advice from somebody, but
Right.
don't blindly listen to people.
Oh,
Because a lot of
100%.
times people blindly listen to people, and now this fuck nigga who ain't have nobody done made you lose your shit. Now you just like, you fucking hurt, and this nigga nowhere to be found to give you more advice. This nigga in the cut somewhere with another bitch.
But I wouldn't have done that. I ain't tell you to go do that.
I ain't tell you to do all that, bro. I was just saying, like, nah, that shit not cool.
You know what always used to confuse me? I like things that I'm a weird quandary, like when I think about myself, right? And I think the reason I love Apple so much is because Apple is such the partnership of art and engineering, or in science, which are two things that are usually polar opposite, right?
Mhm.
And certain things in certain areas, I like exacts. Like I think that's why I like math, right?
Yeah.
Because the equation has
over here sitting like a bad bitch.
Huh?
I'm tripping.
Oh.
I'm over here sitting like this, like a bad bitch. I'm like, oh
Make it
no.
I like shit that makes sense and is exact or fits together like a puzzle. But then I like art, and I particularly really like fucking abstract art that doesn't make sense of shit. It's such a, opposite end of thought in this one fucking brain.
Yeah.
And I had a point, but I don't remember that. Oh, so I used to say I think relationships and love used to confuse me because there's no exact science to it at all. Don't sit there and tell me there is.
No, there is no science to relationships, but in a way, a relationship is an art form.
I'll give you that.
Just in a way, it's somewhat,
I think you're right. It's
yeah.
like the strokes on a brush. Not each stroke is going to be the same.
Yep. Man, and everything that you put into it matters. Every single bit of effort. That fucking effort. That E word. E is for effort. That's your word of the week. Effort. Motherfuckers.
Trap phone.
Yeah, I get some effort.
Sir.
But what was I saying?
Effort.
It's fucking effort, man. It takes a lot. You don't know how fucking much effort. Like, everybody is always so like expressive about how me and my wife's relationship is and how vocal we are about each other, and we put in the effort. Like, I piss her off every day. But
Every day?
Every day. Not every day, but niggas is
I mean, if you kept putting your fucking clothes on the floor and not in the hamper, you piss me off every day. Like, if we were single, we were roommates, that would piss me off every day. I get it. I'm with you,
like,
T.
yo, bro,
I get it.
why all these clothes in the room like this, bro?
We'd have our own separate rooms. I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, why my door always closed?
This nigga
I had
gonna be
company over.
They gonna be like, yeah, keep your door closed, bro. like say, yeah, we about to have a party. Make sure you put a do not disturb sign on your door. Like, nah, but that's facts though. Like, not that I don't piss her off every day, but I piss her off sometimes. And it's up for me to understand why she's pissed off, what I did to make her feel that way, and to fucking fix it. If I don't want to fix it, why the fuck am I with her? If I don't want her to be happy, why the fuck am I with her? There's no fucking point. Like, I don't get, like, and that's the thing. Like, we said this before. Like, I don't like wasting my time. I would never be in a relationship with somebody who I didn't think was worth the effort. If that person's not worth you giving your all, worth you sometimes stepping back from the abrasive bullshit of who you are and letting them flourish in what they have to do for a moment. Like, it's so much that goes into it. Like, just look out for the best interest of your significant other. That's all it is. And yours too. Don't ever forget about yours. But if your relationship's gonna work, y'all have to look out for each other. If y'all both are selfish in this situation, it's not gonna progress and it's not gonna be a positive instance. It's gonna be well, I need to do this today because I gotta do such and such. Like, but no, I said I was gonna do this, so like fuck all that. I needed
Right.
It's y'all always gonna be at each other's heads. Like, it's just not worth it.
You know what it reminds me of? I had both.
I will never, my fault, but I will never, I'm sorry.
The father you came out straightened up and shit.
I would never want the person that I love to be in the house with me, angry as shit. There's knives around. I don't want no problem. Like, I don't want no, like, I don't care. That was a joke, but I'm just saying.
I don't know. Sorry, OCD, right? I'm looking at my mic and I'm like, look how nicely I wrap my quarter on my mic.
My shit
looks
loose.
sloppy.
My shit loose as fuck. my fucking cord loose as a goose.
Yeah, fucking plug that in. Second thought I had was while you were talking, right? Talking about that. I don't know if it was this week or last week. We were talking about me wanting to be a music supervisor.
Oh yeah,
he was like, nobody can
week.
break our relationship, and I just heard in the background, can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody go home.
My nigga thinking of a soundtrack now.
But that's how my brain works. It just puts music, injects
shit.
music into conversations.
That's funny as fuck.
And then third, I don't remember what the third thing was, but again, I think you be final thought and your final thought before it's time to say what's your final thought.
Love. Love exists. Love is real. Love isn't blind. You can see love. Emotions, pain, happiness, all that shit is love. And everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves love.
Gave you love.
And if you can take anything from the love that you see that I have, strive to have it in your life.
I gave you all that I
Trust me.
had. And
This
you
shit's
took my
the
love.
best. I'm only talking more because Rahmonn got the theme song going. I'm trying to let it play in the background.
Didn't I tell you what I believe?
Nah, but it's real shit.
No,
though.
my bad. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good, bro.
But I did hear No Ordinary Love in the background of your shit. Might put it in. Might put it in at the risk of YouTube saying copyright strike. No. I won't do that.
Oh shit!
Anywho.
You gotta put in the caption. We do not own the rights
To this music. I don't think that works. That's why it's work, because you have to. I used to just create it on Instagram and then upload it with the song on it, but then it would do copyright strikes. So now I download it first before I add the music, then add the music on Instagram, and then upload it to the other platforms, and then add whatever music I'm going to add there. That's why if you notice, my reels always have a different song.
Nigga, that is too much to do to be fucking posting.
But one of the ones you put, we have a copyright strike on it.
4 fucking social media sites. That's too much to do.
Yeah, you do 4. Fuck TikTok.
It said fuck TikTok.
I ain't doing that shit. I think as a Gen Xer, I'm required to not have a TikTok.
But the shit that go wild, your shit that go wild on fucking Instagram.
Somebody told me today, they was like, yo, you need to do a TikTok, you would blow up. I'm like,
I'm saying the shit that goes wild on YouTube and TikTok, on YouTube and Instagram will go fucking crazy on TikTok.
if you guys know,
Because
of
you
a
don't
young-
even talk in your shit most of the time. It's just
I talk enough once a week.
Yeah, but it's you making dope ass beats and shit. Like, motherfuckers will watch that shit.
Yeah.
You fuck around and get some duets popping up on your shit. People rapping to your shit.
If somebody would like to be an intern for us and as well cut up videos and post them to TikTok for me, please. I'm afraid of my addictive ass personality with fucking TikTok.
You gonna go crazy with TikTok, boy? You gonna go fucking nuts with TikTok?
I won't do it. Anyway, my final thought is,
I think I'm about to delete the Warm the Crib TikTok.
Just they keep cutting your shit off anyway.
They keep cutting my shit, but I ain't gonna give up on them. I'm gonna keep all these social medias open. Fuck you talking about? Gang.
Listen, my final thought is thank you guys for listening to me rant. In a way, Miss Pam's right, Darian's right, and anybody else who's ever said it. Just tequila do feel good after the second glass.
Yeah.
I do need therapy, but in a way, this is kind of my therapy every week. I get here and I'm transparent with you guys, and I express how I feel about shit.
Shit, definitely my therapy. Shit,
and I feel better about it. And it's not $150 per hour.
That's the main thing. Why is it? Nah, that's another rant.
No, but that's a great question. Another day.
Why does it cost so fucking much
for
to
something
get help?
That will help everybody?
Yeah, like that shit's wild. Oh, the computer said I'm done, niggas.
Wrap that shit up, B. But anyway, we appreciate you guys so much for listening, especially this far. If you've been an OG listener, thank you.
If you
just started today, thank you.
Go back and listen to it and see our fucking progression, man.
Oh, remind me to tell you about another tip, speaking of which. But yeah, you can click this card right here.
What are you talking about?
You can click that card right there to see previous episodes. In any event, go back and listen and watch and listen to not just this episode, but previous episode, because there's always funny shit as well as some fucking gems, especially Darien here.
Nigga forgot my name for a second.
No, because I started to call you the thing that I said I wouldn't call you till at least halfway through the year. It was a goal for myself.
Yeah, I got you. So
I was going to save it for 6 months. But anyway, he's always dropping gems. I've got some experience. Learn from my experience the good way about it. And no, seriously, go back and listen.
Big facts. Make sure you follow us on everything. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Warm the Crib. And on TikTok, we are Warm the Crib Podcast. We finna boycott TikTok. It ain't gonna go far, but we gonna boycott y'all ass. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all go to the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Hit the notification button so you know anytime we drop any of this heat for y'all. We appreciate everything y'all do. We love y'all.
Yes, TikTok people like, yes, that's right, TikTok. I'm gonna take my 214 followers elsewhere. You won't see those 214 interactions.
You won't see them. Fuck you talking about?
But no, we seriously appreciate you guys. Continue liking, sharing. Continue sharing. Continue sharing.
Share.
Drive to 100.
Sharing is caring.
Hashtag drive to 100.
Caring is sharing.
Until next week. I know I said 2 weeks ago we would have a special guest, but next week we're going to have a special guest.
It's certainly next week.
For sure.
Next week. Yeah, for sure.
Until then. Did you have something else, sir?
No, that's it. Oh, that's a wrap, motherfucker.
We'll talk to you guys in a week. Peace.